We recording.
All right, I see it. All right.
So when do we want to go live?
Well, we started
About
around
7:58,
yeah,
7:59, somewhere in
7:58.
the ballpark.
All right.
because it take a minute to come on. Yo, y'all want to start off? Well, wait a minute. Top 5 comedic actors, because then that's going after the talking about coming after the
We're gonna talk about the art of busing.
the bus. You want to start off with that?
Yeah, because then that can lead into top 5 comedic actors.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see. So let me.
It's all about the segues, man.
Who Pooch?
Smooth transition, bro.
No, that's good. Hold up. Pooch, you got the joint next to your joint so you can see it without looking down. Your camera look better though, Pooch. I will say that already. You see it, Night?
What?
I said Pooch camera shot looks better already.
He look the same to me. Oh, he's
No.
with his glasses.
No, because it's closer. It's closer. He doesn't look as
Oh
far
yeah,
away.
he closer. Yeah. That's better. It is better.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yo, but this summer, I mean, so what y'all want to do? Go back to National Harbor or further south? But if we went further south, though, I mean, what's down
Further
there?
south? What you mean?
I mean, closer to down there where you are. But if we did that, though, what's down there?
We could go to near Teak Crib. Go to Busch Gardens.
Oh, that's in Williamsburg,
Virginia. Yeah, Teak live around there.
Oh, yo.
Oh wait, not Busch Gardens.
You can go live now, T. It's gonna take a minute.
What's the John?
King's Dominion?
Yeah, he lived near one of them, John.
Oh, okay. All right. You setting it up, Night?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm sharing it on the group, right?
Yes. Yes.
Share it on the group page.
All right.
Yeah.
Real Brothers Live. All right.
Right.
Next.
All right. So let me know when we live. Yo, but where's Teak though? Teak is down there. What you said, like around King's Dominion?
What's the title of this John should be?
Can you? This Real Brothers Live.
All right. So that's optional. Go live.
Yeah. Yo, man, but we gotta set something up, man. Pooch, you went to Pooch, you went to the what you call them with us when we went to Williamsburg. I mean, no, we went to National Harbor. You were there for that.
It was just us three.
That's right. Bobby Brown missed it.
Yeah, and then Maul was doing his own thing.
You said he was off doing his own thing? Yeah, he was off doing his own thing. Right, because he didn't answer his phone. Remember, he was ignoring us.
I ain't gonna put all his business out there, I'm just saying.
Say it again.
I ain't gonna put his business out there, I'm just saying.
He was ignoring us. Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta set it up. Yo, we live, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? How y'all feeling today, man?
We good, man.
I'm all right. I'm good.
Good. Nike, how you feeling, man?
I'm tired as fuck, but I'm all right.
Yeah. Yo, man. It was good to see you. It was good to see you the other day. That was nice, man. I'm glad you was able to get up here.
I told you, man. I only got like 5 hours of sleep this whole weekend.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what though? Sometimes, man, you gotta bite the bullet and do it. You know what I mean? You know, and if you don't do it, if you don't make it a regular, then that's not as bad.
Yo, I drank like 4 of them Mountain Dew energy drinks on the ride home last night.
4?
Yeah.
Did they
help? Not at the same time, but like back, drink one John.
Yeah.
And the next one, drink next John.
Yo, real quick.
Yeah.
I put something on Facebook and our man Guy Lang made a statement about it. This is kind of Everybody's talking about it now. That Stop Asian Hate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, real quick. I know we have our topics to go into. Are those two issues? And we gonna go to Pooch first.
You
Pooch,
know why that is though.
We say night.
You know why that is.
Well, you know what? All right. See, okay. Well, then, yeah, you run with it tonight. Well, I mean, why is that? Well,
All right, so
the question I was going to ask is, can we do both? I mean, you know, I almost
can we do both of what?
I mean, you know, we still have a long way to go. We know that, and the struggle, you know, black folk, we're still in the fight. But are they the same? Is it the same issue? Is it the same issue? Can they be grouped together? You know, or if black folk big up, you know, Stop Asian Hate, does that seem to take away from our struggles? But is that what you were about to address?
No. What I was about to say is, man, let me change my genre first. What I was about to say though is, one of the reasons they hating Asian people, not just for the COVID vaccine, you know, I mean the COVID issue, you know, from China and all that.
Right.
But you know the problem is like that. So that the COVID came from China, but the people that they harassing, all of them ain't Chinese. Just because they people with like, you know, different shaped eyes, they all put them all into that category. Right. And in my opinion, racists are going to focus on them.
Anything different.
Most Asians are like timid. You know what I mean?
Right.
And with black people, they know we ain't taking that shit no more.
But you know what? Now,
like, we gonna fight back.
Somebody brought up a good point with what you just said, though, that they, at this point, is that community where we were years ago. You know, when we were first kind of coming out of the civil rights.
Nah, it's not the same.
You know, no,
it's not the same. We was
as
in
far
chains.
as being a
we
little
was
more.
In chains. We was in chains. No, we was in chains, forced to work for damn near nothing.
Right.
It's different from being a slave.
True.
Called the name.
Right.
You know right. Or, you know, a violent incident every now and then.
But it's the same fight, though, isn't it? I mean, I don't about ending hate.
I don't hear, but I'm not saying their struggle is not bad. But what I'm saying is, they was killing us so bad, they was making songs like Strange Fruit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hanging up, you know, people was hanging from trees and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the same, but it's slightly different. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But when the overarching issue though is about ending hate. Right? And as you said, a racist person is gonna find any difference to complain about. Pooch, you all right, dog?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for y'all to finish talking about, you know, T making a point. I told y'all before, I'm not going to interrupt you talking, man.
All right, so what do you think about?
Like a minute.
Pooch, a whole hour done passed, man.
We all sitting there like this.
It was a whole hour that went past.
You know what it is? What it is, y'all just not used to people that's listening. Y'all just used to people trying to talk. I'm not trying to talk you. Make your point.
All right, well, so what do you think about that then, Pooch? What do you think about that Stop Asian Hate, man? The hashtag Stop Asian Hate.
I think it should stop, but you know, I think that this situation with, well, first of all, it's been going on for the longest. This COVID situation has just made it easier for those who have hate in their heart.
That's right.
To take it out on those who not necessarily can't defend themselves, but those who are expecting those type of attacks.
Right.
You know, it was a cowardly move by a coward who uses racist views. You know, a lot of times we say racism, we think it's just about us.
Right.
And rightfully so, because we've been discriminated against in this country. But you gotta remember, those racist individuals, they don't like nobody that's different than them.
Right.
So
but they're cowards,
it's not just
though,
about
you know what I'm
the
saying?
skin color.
They get in their little clicks with that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And another thing is like,
it is cowardly though.
Yeah, my thing is too, like,
Yo, Zach.
Yo.
Thumbs up.
Better? Okay.
Go ahead, T. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, when stuff like this happens, you know, they always slow to call it what it is.
Right.
Like if it's a racist attack, call it a racist attack.
Right.
Or like if it's a just like the thing with the insurrection, you know what I'm saying?
Call it what it is. Yeah.
Call it what it is. You know what I mean? Like
they always water it down.
Yeah, they always water it down when it's somebody. And I hate to have this kind of view because I'm not racist myself. Well, I'm not like, I don't hate white people at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The thing is, they get more of the benefit of the doubt than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
if a black person would have did that, it would have.
Oh, he'd been shot. Somebody, I'm gonna say this last thing, then we're gonna start with the topics. The boy said, we say night.
No, I was saying, yeah, we could start it, but you know, we just wanted to get that across because you know that
it's in the news.
Right.
But the boy said, and that what you just said is what he said his issue was. He said whenever it's anyone in the majority that this happens, they're always taken without incident. Whereas if it's anyone else, they either get shot up or you know it's an issue. You know, they die or whatever.
Right.
I mean,
and they don't call it a hate crime.
Like,
Like if it was somebody that black did that,
right?
If it was somebody Hispanic did that.
Oh yeah, it'd have been a hate crime.
It would have been first thing you'd have seen. Oh, hate crime in Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True. True.
They always get the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And that in itself is not fair. That's
and the crazy thing about it is, it's almost as if they don't realize that people realize that. You know, they don't think that we people on the outside are realizing that they are the only ones that get the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
So nobody's blind and stupid. We all see it. You know.
See it.
Right. All right. Listen.
All right. So let's start the show. Right. This is Real Brothers Live. Real Brothers for the Real World. I'm TL with my man Stacy and my man Anthony Pooch Mosley.
Yep.
And Stace, why don't you go ahead and introduce those topics for the night?
All right. We had a good weekend with Terry. Terry came to visit us up in Philly. Right now, he's residing in North Carolina, came to visit us, and we had a good time as always. And we agreed that we're going to do it again. But we had a conversation, and we kind of do it without thinking, and we wanted to roll it out to everybody. All right, which is where we're going to start at. It's an easy one, and we want you to chime in on it. Shice, you too. The art of bussing. The art of bussing. The thing about it is, you know, when we're together, it happens so flawlessly. So we just go from one person.
DNA.
We say it's in the DNA, right. We just roll from one subject to the next. But is it fading? Do like Nike? Do your son and Pooch? Do you hear your sons bussing? I mean, are they still doing that now, or is this another lost art? Pooch, what's up?
Well, I mean, I don't hear my son busting because unless he busting on the video game. You know, like they don't have crews like or homies like we did. Like growing up on the 6th, busting was the everyday part of life. Like you had to bust. You had to either growing up. You either was that guy that picked on everybody with your jokes, or you got picked on. So
you had
like
to
it was very
skills.
rare to be like in the middle.
Right, yeah.
It was very rare to be in the middle where you could fence somebody off and getting too many jokes on you, and then staying quiet because you just couldn't stay quiet.
You can't stay quiet because that make it worse.
That's worse, right?
That's worse,
right?
So,
I mean,
like,
it's so. Go ahead,
you hang around somebody like Shice and my brother Rob. They was the kings of comedy back then. They was like the two cats you wanted to see go at each other. Or heaven forbid they went off on somebody else.
Yeah, Rob wasn't no joke with that
shit. Yeah.
So I had to have just enough jokes to keep them off me, so it didn't get too ugly. Because you say the wrong thing and busting, niggas be ready to fight, man.
True. If it hit too close to home, or like Mike said though, you can't get mad.
Only smile, it's about to be a wrong. Somebody be like,
"That's right." That's right. Yo, I mean, but do. I also think that it helped to keep the moments light, and it helped that, sometimes it gave you an opportunity to strike back at, like you said, you might have been the bully of bussing. So if you couldn't rumble, if you could bust, that also was a way to help you navigate these mean streets we were in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you had to, you know, growing up in North Philly back in the 70s and 80s, you had to be able to do two things. Either you had great jokes or you had
nice
great hands.
Right, true.
I mean, you could be both. You could, there was a rare homie that could be both.
Right. Yeah.
Other traditional.
Right.
And then the homies that you joke around with, you know, those. I mean, you can't get mad if your boy be busting on you because, like us, well, I'll put you like this. With us,
Shice with them fucked up jeans on the other night. You know what I'm saying? He had the I'll be sure stonewash joints on. Going in on him.
Came in with the stonewash joint and a pink sweater. And I mean, not pink. It was salmon. It was salmon.
That nigga looked like he was about to swim upstream. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, like, how you gonna bust? Now that was one of the rules, though.
What?
You couldn't bust on a person behind their back. You can't bust on him if he can't defend himself.
Hit us up.
You say what?
Shice on this joint.
Yeah, but he can't defend himself, Knight.
Why can't he?
Yeah. Good evening, Pat.
In the chat, Shice.
Yeah. Yo, man, but now I say that I guess when you come up around other people that bust, you learn how, because my son, you know, I see my son, he seems to know how to bust. He's not as good as me with his skills, but he has a little bit in him. I can see he has a little bit in him, you know. But it's like the young kids, they don't, I guess if you don't do it, and as Shai said, they mean-spirited with it. So they don't bust to make, I mean, I hate to use the word make fun. They bust to attack.
Right.
Which might be a little different.
Well, you know, growing up, though, see, all right, so I'm going to share this with y'all. On the 6th, it was different than when we was in school and hung around y'all. So when we hung around y'all, with certain rules that we didn't just go there. Like, we ain't talking about your moms. Right, we ain't talking about your personal family.
True.
But on the 6th, man,
everything was, it was nothing that was off limits on the 6th.
Man, Cass, I remember my cousin had just got married. My brother Rod talked about his wife so bad. I was like, yo, Rod, you stupid, man.
He said what?
They was ready to knuckle up, man. It was all in fun. Like, it was just jokes. Hey, man, that's how it was on the 6th. And Shice could tell you many stories. Cats talk about your kids. They talk about your moms.
Now that I never did. I never did.
We go there. Because we ain't kids.
There was nothing that was off limits.
Now, I never talked about kids, though, man.
Oh,
never talked about kids. Never talked about spouses.
6,
you say what?
You couldn't hang on 16th Diamond.
Yeah, no.
Everything
there was nothing that was off limits.
Yo, man. Nah, see, we didn't do that, you know. But now, do y'all bust on y'all kids? Do y'all bust on y'all?
Yeah.
You bust you bust on him?
Man, look.
So does he defend himself, or he just sit there with the fake smile on?
See, but
I don't go in hard.
They don't see. It's a different time. Everybody's so sensitive about everything now. You know what I mean? They into that whole politically correct shit. We wasn't politically correct back in the day.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I
Agreed.
mean, I'm still really not politically correct because you know what I mean. That's the way we grew up.
But Knight, do you bust on your kid? Do you bust on your kids?
Not really, because like they more sensitive. Like, not saying that my kids ain't like they just not. It's different. It's different.
What's up, Wayne? So you saying if you bust on
feelings hurt more by it, you know what I'm
saying?
So
if you bust on Terrell, he would just like punch you in your eye. I mean, he wouldn't know how to take it.
None of my boys don't want this work.
I'm just saying.
No,
are you saying that he wouldn't know how to take it?
Huh?
He wouldn't know how to take a bus?
I mean, he might give you the fake smile, John, like, yeah, all right. But he ain't gonna come back like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be like a back and forth with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, so with that being said then, who was the best at it as far as on the screen? You know, who?
And let's clarify too for people who ain't really from, Philly or whatever. When we say bussing, we mean like different people call it different things.
Dozens,
like
right?
Dozens, or snapping, or
right.
Right.
What they call it in North Carolina?
Nothing.
No.
Like
No, yeah. Well, see, I lost my train of thought. So who was the best at it though? Who was the best at it? You know who
we talking about on the movie
on the screen?
right?
On the screen. What
Busting on the
comedians?
screen?
Yeah. Oh, you know who that going? You know, moving on to the next topic.
Rob,
What comedic?
Coach brother Rob was he was like the king down there. Like it was.
Well,
it was
I
rough
think-
to get with Rob.
So you talking about the top 5 like comedic? So that's what we was talking about. Like
Yeah.
top 5 comedic could be actors or comedians. Period.
Yeah. Who the top 5 that just knew, and you knew that they know how to bust. I mean, let's face it. If we all kind of grew up the same. So if they grew up in the hood and they were funny, 9 times out of 10 they knew how to bust. So
I tell you who was some of the best at it from like professional wise.
Who Knight?
That would be Eddie and Charlie Murphy.
You think Charlie Murphy?
Charlie was crazy.
Oh, Charlie probably had some jokes, but I don't think he
Charlie
was on
was
Eddie's
crazy
level.
with
See, now I think Bernie would have been able to, like you said, call somebody to make them want to rumble. I think Bernie Mac would have been a funny one, cause he was grimy enough. And the thing about busting is you have to be able to find the flaw and just exploit it. So I can imagine him standing there looking at somebody and going in. You know what I mean?
Well, as far as busing goes, take the comedic stand-up shit out of it.
Right.
Probably Martin Lawrence.
You think so?
You don't remember him on?
Yeah, he used to go off on the crowd and
Be going
on the
off
stage.
True.
The Def Comedy Jam.
True.
He
True.
come
true,
out
true.
just rocking people. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
Because you think about it, it's easier for a comedian to do that to warm up the crowd than it is to come on and tell a joke, or
Tell a
especially
joke,
a
right.
long-winded
right.
joke. So it's easy to just pick out somebody with some outfit that you know you wouldn't wear, wouldn't be caught dead in, and then go off on that because everybody else gonna laugh just because they just glad it ain't them that's getting picked on.
True.
Right.
True.
So,
Yeah.
but in terms of my top 5 comedic actors, I mean, in order, number 5, I would go Chris Rock, Martin
5.
Lawrence,
Chris Rock.
Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Eddie, and the King of Rich. Rich started it all, man.
Yeah.
Well, he actually Red Fox started it all.
Red
but
Fox. Right.
Yeah.
I caught Red Fox on the tail end. I love this TV show, Sanford and the Son, but we couldn't listen to his records. My mom was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that."
Well, Red Fox
But-
was raunchy, man. Red
I
Fox.
remember
Was,
me and Shice, we used to sneak into the movies theater downtown to go watch Richard Pryor live at the Sunset Strip. And yo, man, we was 2 young boys in there, like maybe 15, 16 years old. But we was in there cracking up so loud, man. Yo, Richard Pryor was the king of that thing, man.
but all right, now Pat said Cat Williams. Did you find
dang.
Did you find Cat Williams funny?
Yeah, Cat Williams is funny, man.
You see now,
Real,
I
for real. Cat Williams.
I don't know. It was something about him that didn't. I mean, he didn't have me, rolling like truly laughing.
I like Cat, man. Cat.
You
is my
thought-
man. Yeah.
Cat's funny, but Cat, put it like this: there's 2 reasons why I didn't put him or Kevin Hart in that top 5. Because to me, I think when I look at comedians, I look at, can you not only on your stage presence, not only in your movies, but different characters you're able to play and still be comedically funny in all those characters. And I think all those, to me, you name one thing Kevin Hart or Cat Williams did that was funnier than the Chappelle Show.
Yo, but so you look at characters as one of the
Man, that's all
as a
that's
qualification.
all a part of being funny, man. It's all part of the whole, Stace. It ain't just getting up on stage and telling jokes, but it's all about.
But if you're talking about character, you talking about basically a movie because Bernie Mac never got in character.
Nah.
Bernie Mac never got in character though.
Bernie Mac didn't need a character.
He was
Bernie Mac
already-
was just
he was
old
just
school
funny by
funny. He
himself.
was like Bernie Mac was like that uncle that you knew kept it real.
Right.
And
But-
but that's funny though. That's funny because he showed his chops in his TV show. And
Wayne
on
said
stage.
Rodney Dangerfield. What is Wayne talking about?
No respect.
Rodney
He gets no
Dangerfield
respect.
and George Carlin. Wait, man. Did you go to Mansion? You say what?
Was funny. George Carlin was funny as heck.
Who?
George Carlin jokes made you think. You had to be like, what is he talking about?
Well, he wasn't
like,
busting your sides up, though. I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah, yo, no real rap. I love.
You think so, Knight?
I love me some George Carlin, man. Don't get it twisted.
Wasn't he the one busting up watermelons and all that stuff?
No,
that was the white boy with the mustache beard, whatever he had.
I'm familiar with George Carlin. George Carlin get you chuckling.
George Carlin talked about the 7 words you couldn't say on TV.
Correct.
That was hilarious, man. Because the way he delivered the jokes, like a lot of people cursed because that's all they know how they can get away with. But George Carlin, he cursed. He worked blue, but he also had intelligent comedy, man. Richard Pryor had intelligent comedy. Eddie Murphy had intelligent comedy. Bernie Mac, intelligent comedy. You know, Dave Chappelle, one of the best that ever did it. So those are, you know, when you talk about those that Mount Rushmore comedians, Kevin Hart, those guys not on there. They just not. And I love Kevin Hart because I'm, you know, Philly cat, want showing love, but they not on that Mount Rushmore.
What you think, Nike?
What?
My nigga. All right. So I mean, what do you think about your top 5 comedic actors, Nike? Who? Who? Yeah, top 5.
I can't go in reverse order like Pooh's did.
No, that's fine. Just who's in your top 5?
They don't have to be in no order. Just do you.
My number 1 would probably be, I don't know, man. Comedic actors.
See, because that's a little different though, because
it's like different. It's different from like stand up.
It's different from stand up, right?
Like acting in a show or movie. You know what I mean?
Because some people are funny in movies but aren't too funny in the stand up. The only stand up that I really enjoyed of Kevin Hart was his last one since COVID, when he was talking about the vid. Kevin Hart last one?
When he was at his crib.
When he was at his crib, right?
Yeah.
The other stand-ups, though.
The only thing, like I like Kevin Hart. He's funny. He was more funny when he was fresh, when he first came out.
Right.
Because his style is still the same. Like he don't have no diversity in his character or his shows. Like it's always he got to be loud and over the top. It's almost like a I don't want to say
like a buffoon
or like
a buffoon.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. You always got to be like loud and.
But that's the little man complex.
Yeah,
like you know, like I got to be loud because I need to be seen because everybody. If not, then I'm gonna be overlooked.
Right, yeah.
So Nike, when you look at Kevin Hart though, and you say he's always the same, like Poot said. He also considers the fact of the individuals that has different characters. Do you need to see him like in a different role as a character?
Well, no, just like you know what I mean, just being fun. This nigga said Mom's Mabley.
I know, yeah, I don't know what who
Jamie
that was.
Foxx. He's now
Jamie. Now okay, Marcin, I agree.
About bussing,
Jamie. Well, you know what? Now Jamie Foxx will probably get you. You're right.
Jamie,
but now you know what?
Jamie
now I'll say this about Jamie though. Jamie is also in his comedic roles on TV. I mean, the boy's nice
too. Yeah,
Jamie Foxx, and he. I think a lot of time he slips under the radar.
Yeah, we forgot about him, but Jamie
forgot about it. It was something else.
But you.
Okay, so what about Robin Harris?
Too short of a career.
Yeah.
But see, here's
Williams,
the thing.
maybe.
Here's the thing. To me, I think when you look at, you talking about a top 5, you talking about guys that can do it all. You could do stand up, you could do movies, you could do a TV show. Now, Jamie Foxx is in that category as far as TV shows and maybe I haven't seen him do stand up for so long.
I don't know if I've ever seen him. Oh yeah, he was on Def Comedy Jam, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he started on there. But
I seen Jamie Foxx in just some interviews where he had me in stitches, like just regular interviews, and he was like going off on like different stuff, and I was like, damn, this dude,
he funny, man,
crazy, yeah.
But what were you about to say, Pooch?
No, well, I was saying, like, you know, when we talked about those guys that I mentioned earlier, Richard Pryor had his own TV show, killed it. albums, killed it. Stage, killed it. Movies, you know, I mean, to me, Stir Crazy is still one of my funniest movies I've ever seen.
Stir
you know
Crazy?
what I mean? Stir Crazy.
With Gene Wilder.
Yeah, he did that with Gene Wilder and Silver Streak as well. You look at
Silver
Eddie Murphy, you know, early Eddie Murphy. You know, I don't know about Pluto Nash, but whatever.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, neither do he. But so like that man carried Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he did.
Carried it for years. Nobody watched Saturday Night Live till Eddie Murphy got on there. Nobody in the black community I know of.
Right.
So when you look at and Martin Lawrence as well, Dave Chappelle, these guys stand on their own. Like they didn't need, like to me, you look at like those Kings of Comedy cats. Cedric the Entertainer wasn't funny doing his own stuff, but when he had bit roles, he could still, you know, like when he was on the Steve Harvey show, he stole that show in terms of, you know, him getting that limelight, because to me, it was funny to see him in 5, you know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of acting than to see him do a whole show. Like those movies he put out was boo-boo.
What we said?
Cleaner.
Now, but I've seen him in a stand-up. He was funny.
He's funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he's doing his natural element, he's funny.
Right.
He's good in movies. I don't want to see him in a movie.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Same thing with Kevin Hart. I don't want to see you in a movie because you're not funny.
Well, now, you know, Jumanji had me
really
rolling.
funny in.
Now he
really funny in. Name one movie he was really funny.
Jumanji.
Jumanji, yeah.
Come on, man.
Jumanji.
He was all right.
That was Jumanji had me rolling. That was a funny movie. And the one where he was a cop. The one where he was a cop with the big boy with what was it, CIA?
No, The Rock made that movie.
No, but they played off of each other, but it was funny. You didn't think it was funny?
Yeah. Funny is subjective, right? So because different people laugh at different things.
Right.
I thought it was humorous. Like it would be like, okay, all right. But it ain't had me like, gosh, yo, stop. Yo, I remember being like that watching these cats.
Comedy is subjective, right?
Right, yeah, it is.
So each person gonna have their own
sense of humor
that they like. You know,
that's right.
You know,
that's right.
And what's funny to you might not be funny to me. What's funny to me might not be funny to you.
All right, Jay Smith mentioned, Mooney. Mooney was pretty funny. Damon Wayans, and Tommy Davidson. Now, Tommy Davidson, I was never too impressed with Tommy Davidson, Jay. I got to be honest. You know, I mean, I've seen him in the girl. He did the girl too. What's that girl he was doing with the big lips? Tommy Davidson.
Yeah. And you know what? That's another thing too. Why do all the comedians got to wear dresses, man?
Yeah.
Yo,
like, what's up with that?
Chris Rock, I don't never remember him wearing a dress.
Right, or Chris or Dave Chappelle.
No,
Dave
he
Chappelle,
did. He was something similar to a dress in that movie he did, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Who? Chris Rock?
Yeah. No, not Chris Rock. Dave Chappelle.
Really? No, because I just saw an interview with him, and he said that they had it in his dressing room.
Woman, but they had him. Yeah, he kind of dressed like a maiden, like a. Go see that YouTube clip of him in that movie. He was dressed like a maiden. You know,
Men in Tights.
Yeah, Men in Tights. Go watch Robin Hood Men in Tights again, or watch that scene where they was all at some kind of fair or something. But anyway, but like
Chris Rock,
all the men got to wear. You know, I don't get that.
Yeah,
I know that's what Hollywood try to make them do, but that's just, to me, I just don't get that.
Would you say, Knight?
I think as far as stand-up goes and being a comedic actor, one of the best to me is Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is funny,
Chris Rock. He definitely, he number 6 on my list. Only reason why Chris Rock not a little higher, because his movies be boo-boo.
Yeah. Now they funny.
I love me some Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang was funny.
Nah, I don't even remember that.
Didn't do well, exactly. Didn't do well with the audiences. But Pootie Tang wasn't funny.
I didn't remember that.
The Head of the State was good.
Who?
The Head of State.
When he was running for president or something?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, see,
my best movie, like all-time comedy movie, is Life.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but look who you talking about. You talking about Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor.
No,
Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, right, yeah.
Martin Lawrence was in it.
He actually had a lot of people in there.
Yeah. Bernie Mac was in it.
Bernie Mac, right? Yeah, he had a lot of people in it.
Anthony Anderson.
That's the one thing that I will say about Eddie Murphy, and I've thought about this actually when I watched the new Coming to America. When they all tell the story, the ones of this era, they all talk about how he put them on, which to me is amazing. And if you look back at some of his old movies, like even the original Coming to America, the boy sitting in the barber chair, that was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. We had the Jerry curl.
he had the Jericho. He put everybody on. They talk about that. He would come to the shows and see somebody, and next you know they on the show. They opening for him, and you know I give him credit for that, man. I really respect him for that.
Well, I mean, you think about it, like that's your legacy, though. Like not just the work you did, but the stuff that you, like you say, you help people, you put people down, and help them come up. You know, and like when Eddie Murphy did the Saturday Night Live after like 30 years of not being on the show.
Came back.
You saw who came out for him, right? Chappelle,
right? That's right.
Tracy Morgan and Chris Rock.
He's another one. Tracy Morgan is a funny dude too.
He's funny, but
he doesn't have me. He doesn't split my size though, but he doesn't have me rolling.
He is funny. You know,
he's natural. I can see him hanging on the 6.
He was funny.
He would probably do good.
Yeah.
But I think there's something wrong with him. That's why he's funny though, because he's kind of like a little off.
He was funny in that show 30 Rock though. I love his character in 30 Rock. He was over the top on 30 Rock, like one of those celebrities that you'd be like, yo, like he had a lot. You had to watch the show, and
I never watched it.
Looking at your reactions, I guess y'all didn't.
Yeah,
but 30 Rock was a good show. He was funny in that.
30 Rock. That was
I saw 30 Rock. That was with what's her name?
Alec Baldwin,
Faye.
right?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin. Yeah, he was funny in that. His character was real funny in that.
All right, yo. Oh, go ahead, Nike.
No, I was just about to ask you, y'all ready to move to the next topic?
Yeah, we're gonna shift gears a minute. I know we had these other things lined up. So what do y'all think about hopping into this other one, this midlife crisis, or do you want to do the other one? What do you think, Nike?
What?
It's wherever you go with it, Stacey, we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna do the midlife crisis, man. We're gonna do the midlife crisis because I think the way that came up was kind of interesting. First, all right, we're gonna go with you. We're gonna go to you first, Nike.
Why me, man? Why me? Shit. Why me?
I'm not saying you going through it.
Why me, nigga? Why me?
I'm not saying you going through it, you know, but I mean, well, okay, let me. All right, I'm gonna start with me then.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start with me then.
All right.
First, well, I guess it's odd because first of all, to be honest with you, as Pooch, we talked about it. I mean, I'm trying to find out, like, you know, what does it mean? What does it feel? I mean, I know what it means by definition. But when you're going through that, oh, that's right, we had a conversation with Shice, and he was talking about that. But what does it mean, or how do you feel?
Jay said define midlife crisis first.
And that's what I'm going with, Jay. Yeah, right. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. You know, what does it feel like when you're going, Pooch, let's come to you then. You know, how does it feel? What do you think? Again, I'm not saying you're going through it.
Go ahead. It's cool. How does
First
it?
of all, y'all disrespectful for asking 3 old niggas about midlife crisis.
I mean, but this would be the age. But this would be the age that you would be going through it. But also, women go through it. So what is it? What does a woman do?
Do they go through it?
Yeah, they go through it. Yeah, I mean, but theirs is menopause and everything else. But yeah, they go through a midlife crisis. You know, so we want some of the women to type in, what does it mean, or what did they?
Patricia said men at the age of 30.
That's not midlife,
That's not midlife. You still a young fuck at 30. I got kids that's 30.
Right. Yeah, you at your you at your best. You at your best at the age of 30.
Damn, I'm 20 years past my midlife crisis. I'm at
we damn near retired.
Midlife crisis then. God damn.
All right, but Pooch, what does it mean, man? What does it mean? Define midlife crisis.
Well, I think it means different things to different people. Like, you know, a midlife crisis to me is somebody who gets to that point where they look back on their life and they say, man, I'm almost a certain age, like say 50, right? Let's say you're 45 and you're looking at your 50. It's coming up on you quick, right? And then you start looking at your life like, man, am I missing something here? Or did I not do everything I wanted to do in my earlier days that now I'm gonna have a longing for? Like, for instance,
is it unfulfilled? Is it you feel unfulfilled?
You can have that feeling of being unfulfilled. But my thing is, for me, like I was telling you the other night, I was like, I think I went through a midlife crisis, but it wasn't a severe one. It was just more like you start reflecting on your life and you're like, man, I still got
so much shit
this I want to do. I still want to do that. And, you know, because when we married young, all of us married young, I was 19 when I first got married. And then on my second marriage, I was 32.
Right.
I was more mature the second time around, but yet I still felt like it was so much stuff I didn't do over the last 20 something years that I've been married that I'm like, man, I still need to do other things. Now, for most guys, that other thing might be other women. that wasn't my case. I was just more like, I haven't traveled everywhere I want to go. I haven't, raising kids, that takes a lot out of you. So
Right.
now you start looking back like, man, I just want to do stuff without my kids, without, sometimes you want to do it without your wife. You just want to go places and just hang, just feel normal. The younger you are and you get married, like I said, I got married, I was 19. I tried to be responsible. I tried to do the right things. But then you realize as you go through it, it's like, man, there's still stuff I want to do that as a single man, I want to do. And it ain't got nothing to do with chasing women or being around.
Okay, but then, but what can you not? All right, we're gonna come back to you, Pooch. But Nike, okay. Well, first of all, Nike, what does it mean to you? I mean, what when you hear that, what does it mean? What is it?
First thing I hear when I hear midlife crisis is an old dude. In my head, the like one of the first like pictures that I get is an old man buying a Corvette. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to relive their like youth, or like trying to, I don't know, I guess trying to be younger than, or trying to be younger than what they are.
All right, Nike, I got a question regarding that then, because you hear people say that. At your midlife, and then even what Pooch said, most likely at that age, your kids are gonna be older. Is it that normally you're in a better position financially to do things like that? So you can't afford a Corvette or things like that when you have 4 kids. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on what you do.
I know, but what I'm saying is, can that be part of it? I mean, because you hear people talk about the sports car. Maybe at the age of 23, you weren't in a position to go out and buy a Porsche, but if you could afford it at the age of 50 and you were just into sports cars, is that an indication, or does that person get a bad rap because somebody looking at him saying, "Oh, you going through a midlife crisis"? Personally, me, I want a motorcycle. And Nike, when you got yours, man, you talked about that for a while, so I've always wanted one. Say it again.
Yeah. But when I bought the motorcycle, it wasn't because of a midlife crisis.
I know.
Bikes. I got like 3 bikes in the garage, but
my thing is, I'm talking about as far as me. I'm saying that my thing, unless something changes at this point next year, I'm gonna have one. But I don't feel like I'm going through a midlife crisis. I don't feel like I missed out on anything, to be honest with you. You see what I'm saying? I mean, so with Nike, do you feel like, did you go through a point, or did you take a look at yourself at some point and think that you missed out on something?
Yeah. If I'm gonna be like, this is Real Brothers, right? So I got to be real, right?
Right.
So in actuality, yeah, I feel like I missed out on some things because my younger life was always focused on like I had 5 kids, right? So my whole youth, I had my first son when I was 18.
Right.
Right. So they've been coming ever since then. Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? No. Like my youngest is 22. She'll be 22 in June, right?
Right.
So my oldest is 33. So I spent 33 years taking care of kids and being a provider, right? So a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do for myself personally, or a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do, I feel like a lot of the living that I wanted to do, I wasn't able to do because I had responsibilities. So now that my kids are older, my youngest is all of them are out of school, working, doing whatever, except for my youngest, but she's in medical school.
Right.
So So I feel like now that I have done what I'm supposed to do for everybody, right?
Right.
So now I feel like it should be me time.
Right.
And if that's maybe that's a midlife crisis, but I feel like I only got a couple of years left. Right? I only have a few years. Like I'm closer to the end than I am to the beginning.
See, now
right?
I'm thinking that you smack dead in the middle, though, right? Isn't that normally?
Who knows? I could die
You're
tomorrow.
right. No one knows. Correct.
Nobody knows, right?
Correct.
So in my mind, unless I'm going to live to, how old am I?
Like 52.
No, no.
My man said, "How old am I?"
I'm 53.
Right.
So
you D's man.
He's like, I'm that. He's like, I'm that.
Unless I'm going to live till I'm 106,
right?
I'm closer to the end than I am to the beginning, right? So I feel like I only have, a certain amount of years left to do what I want to do.
So,
you know what I'm saying? So if that's a midlife crisis, then yeah, I'm going through a midlife crisis.
But hold on, I just want to address something that Shai said. He said that there's a real definition for the term midlife crisis. We all know that, but you define what your midlife crisis is. You can't tell, nobody else can tell you what your midlife crisis just because it's in a book. You define what that crisis is.
But Pooh, some people don't know that they're going through a midlife.
But it must be something that's kind of normal for everybody to talk about.
There's some normalcy in it, but it hits everybody differently.
Correct.
Like what we talked about the other day. I was like, mine ain't about wanting a Mercedes or wanting this or wanting, like those toys that you try to get because you sacrifice all your life to take care of your family. Mine isn't that. Mine is more of, like I said,
is it more about experiences?
Want to do something differently, in terms of, like you might want to travel more now that you're at a certain age,
right?
And you don't have to worry about kids, getting the babysitters and all that. You might want to, just be by yourself more, hang by yourself more, get to know you better. Like a midlife crisis isn't defined as just one particular thing to everybody, because it might be different for me than it is for Terry or for you. Right. So, you can't say, well, a book says it's this. Yeah, we know that's what the book says, but you still have to define what it is for yourself. And sometimes your midlife crisis could be something where you just feel like you need to talk to a therapist about. Like, why are you dealing with these things? So get a better idea, a better definition, a better understanding of how to handle that midlife crisis. Because some people, like Terry said, don't know. And if you don't know, how can you get educated about it? So you have to take that time to figure out, are you in one? And so, how do you handle it? Or, because it's not a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, no.
Right, yeah.
Crisis.
But I think, when you reflect back, again, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. I think I always tried to pay attention, where I was, at that point, and then just drag everybody along. I felt like I lived the life that, and that's not to say that
I do too, but you have to like I feel, and this is just me personally,
right?
I feel that I could write a book about my life,
right?
Because I've gone through so many different transitions,
right?
So many different. I think a book on my life would be interesting to other people, and that's not being conceited or that's not being. It's just fact. Like I think that from coming where we came from, right?
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That
like
within itself.
Right. That within itself is like, could be like not a motivational book, but just like a book where people that were in our situation, coming from nothing.
Right.
And then, clawing and scratching.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes doing shit that you knew wasn't right.
Right.
Just so you could try to get ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like all of the things that you lost and gained, and then sometimes lost and regained. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different facets.
Levels, right.
Yeah,
right.
And levels, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think I've been through them all, pretty much.
Now what I do want, since we don't have a female or a woman on the Zoom with us, I would like a woman to respond, and I don't mean biologically.
Right.
I don't want to hear. I mean, I'm not really saying if you feel like your clock is ticking or if you feel like you're going through a midlife crisis biologically. I want to hear a lady say what it feels like to them to be going through a midlife crisis. All right, let me see here. Let me see. At this age, we want to experience life the way we want because tomorrow is not promised. So it sounds like that's what Nicole said.
Right.
Now, but so does it have?
Nicole also said she want a new husband. I don't know.
Wait, what? What happened?
She said she's looking for a new husband in her midlife crisis.
But so in other words, she want to downgrade. She said she want to downgrade. Because there's no way to go but down.
Yo, but that's like I mean, Shai said he could write 3 books.
I think we all felt like
we can all tell our story.
Right.
Through documenting what happened to us through the years, especially if you live a somewhat adventurous life or somewhat,
crazy life.
Life, growing up in the streets of North Philly or Philly period make it crazy. But I go ahead, Sis. I'm sorry.
But I guess what I was gonna ask is that and it sounds like somebody Nicole mentioned it, and I think you said something about it earlier tonight. So does mortality also come into the picture when you're thinking about a midlife crisis? Is it because you're looking back saying, my time is running out. I need to do these things I didn't get to do. So does it also have to do with mortality?
It can. Yeah, I think anytime you get a certain age, you start thinking, well, I ain't got too many more years left. Like T said, it's not like you consciously sitting around every day like, man, I'm 52, I'll be 53 soon, and before you know it, I'll be 65 and getting Social Security. I think it's more like, how do I want to live these, the next phase of my life?
Oh, am I 52 or 53?
Dude, stop it, man. Yeah. You know how old you are.
But go ahead, Pooch. Finish your thought, man.
52. We 52?
No,
go ahead. Anyway. Just ignore him. He still think he's driving.
Yo, man, I told you I only had 5 hours of sleep weekend, so you guys excuse me today.
Yo,
that nigga still think he's driving. Go ahead.
That's your homie. That's your homie. Nah, but like, all right, it's okay. I'm 52. I'll be 53 Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Oh, that means we gotta get together again.
I'll celebrate birthdays.
I thought that's what this weekend was for.
No, that was yours and Pooch.
Yeah, you and Shice.
Yeah, that was your Shice thing.
Yeah. So this weekend we gonna be for Pooch. But go ahead.
I don't celebrate birthdays, so I'm good.
You gonna celebrate with us. All right, we gonna get together on your birthday, but we won't call it a celebration.
Look at it like this.
Is this a birthday birthday get together?
That's right.
I'll be 53.
Right.
There's nothing I feel like I have to do. I don't feel like I have to have any aspect of my life to be fulfilled. Because much like y'all, I've done a lot. You talked about you've done it all that you wanted to do.
No, not all.
Not all, but you did most of the things you wanted to do.
Happy born day.
Well, that's how they get around it now.
Like, I traveled the world when I was in the military. I would like to go back and do some more, but I can actually say I've been out of the country, right? Mm-hmm. I got married a couple times, but I got married. And I got kids that carry on my name. So, like, I got my homies. I have my faith. That's what's important to me right now.
Right.
Building on that. It's not so much I have to have a fancy sports car, none of that stuff. That stuff is, I've never been into material things, so that never appealed to me. But what has appealed to me more than anything is just trying to live my life in a way that people can say about me, oh, he was a good dude. He ain't never make no enemies. He ain't never did nothing dirty to nobody. You know what I mean? That's how I try to live my life. So when y'all remember me,
what about if it's too late for that?
You said it might have been too late for that.
I said, what if it's too late for that? Like,
right.
I ain't never did nothing to nobody or...
Right.
How can it be too late for that?
I mean, in all actuality, you can't do anything about that.
There's people that probably got a bad perception of me just because of some of the shit that I did back when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but but some things you look at and say, all right, that was then. You was a kid. some things you can dismiss when you were a younger person and you just got caught up in the streets. But as an adult, if you still out there doing dirt, then you got nobody to blame but yourself because you know better.
Right.
You know better.
Now Wayne said, I know for me, raising 4 children after the death of his wife in 2011 definitely went through a midlife crisis. So
Yeah.
I like you said, I mean, I think that kind of can throw things off because it changes your trajectory. You know, you have to make sacrifices, and you know your whole life is turned upside down. So I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
All right. So last thoughts, Nike. What your thoughts, man?
On
Never mind.
on the midlife crisis.
Yeah, help him out, Pooch.
My last.
Hey man,
thoughts,
I can't help you.
My last thoughts on that is, I still haven't accomplished everything I want to accomplish.
Right.
I want to leave a legacy for my children. Like, not just a legacy, but I want them to be in a good, like, when I'm gone, I want them to be in a good financial position. Like, I don't want them to ever have to want for anything.
Right.
You get what I
right.
mean? Like,
You know what? Now, Nike, I think you hit on something, and I think I take this for me. I think, for me, as long as you're striving, life isn't over until it's done. Right. So, you know, there's the things that you want to do, then plan it out and make every attempt to do them. Pat said it earlier. What's up, guy? Pat said it earlier, and I was talking to my son about this earlier. I have to be honest with you. I feel like now I'm living my best life. I feel like from after high school
right
on, it's like I feel blessed enough that my life just continued to increase. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there are things that I still want to do, but those things I'm putting them on the agenda. And the plan is to eventually do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think we feel blessed because there's so many people that we grew up with.
That's right.
That's gone.
That's right.
That's just gone.
That's right. They didn't make it. That's right.
They didn't make it. Like, for different reasons or whatever. But
that's right.
Like,
that's right.
We are kind of blessed just to still be here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm not saying that our upbringing was worse than anybody else's, but we accomplished a lot, you know what I mean?
Right.
In the short time that we.
Right. That's right.
You know, that we've been here, and like most of us are also in the same position where we didn't have dads, right?
Right.
So, for me, I feel like I'm the first root of my family tree, because all of my kids know who their father is. Like I still don't know who my father is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. I didn't grow up with that, but but my kids can say, "Oh yeah, I know what my dad is," or you know what I'm saying? Even if I was to die tomorrow, my kids would be like, they know I love them.
That's right. Right. Right.
I know they love me.
And we experience life.
And they're gonna be like, man, you know, that nigga did it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In their eyes, I'm saying.
Right.
In their eyes. So,
and it's up to us to expose them to as much as possible,
right,
you know, so that they can say that, oh, I realize that there's something outside of my little space where I reside. You know, I think that's important, you know, to get them out and let them do things. And it doesn't always mean hopping on a plane somewhere or hopping on a boat. We have things around us in our immediate area that we don't take advantage of, different experiences, you know.
Right. And Guy made a good point right here. He said most black folks have been operating from a place of crisis all our lives.
That's right. Well, that's kind of what we said. True. Right. Right.
So midlife, early life, late life is really all the same.
You know what?
Right.
And
right.
That's true, because I think as a black man, you know, but I can only speak from my experience, I don't think you ever stop being in crisis.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Right.
So
it's always
to that
something.
point, there's no midlife crisis for us, because like God said,
it's crisis
from day one.
Right.
Day one.
And it's always something.
There's always something.
It's just
it's funny because you know, I was having this conversation with my wife a couple of days ago about little stuff that you always get a phone call from your kids saying something happened, or somebody that, you know, your family members, or something happened. And I'm like, you know, you just think about it, you're like, man, it's always something.
Always something.
Always something.
Yeah.
You know, so, but like we talked about, is how you handle it.
Right.
It matters. Because if you let the bad times comatose you and make you feel fear, like feel fear in the sense that you can't move because you're paralyzed, then you're gonna stay stuck. It's easier to just to say, you know what, all right, I'm a problem solver. That's just my nature. I'm a problem solver. So I'm like, all right, that happened. Let's mourn it for a second, but this is how we're gonna move forward.
Now we gotta move on, right? Because life is for the living. So you have to continue to live.
Exactly.
You have
to continue to live. Take care of the dead, you know.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it.
All right. So we're gonna move on. We got actually it's almost 9 now. We're gonna work this one in. We have to. We just say Nike. Hey Nike, I think your mute is there you go.
Oh my bad. I was just saying, like, you know, life is short. Like last night, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be here today because I was so tired. I was like, I ain't been to sleep. So when I did go to sleep, I didn't know if I was gonna wake back up.
Wow. That's tired.
It's because you look like Rick Van Winkle. That don't mean you are.
Go ahead with that shit, nigga.
He's a character now. He's a character now.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Pooch, I'm coming to you, man.
I'm here, man. I'm here.
I'm coming to you, man. Are we the only humans in this universe, man?
Oh, you expect me to give you a definitive answer about that?
I mean, well, no, I want your opinion. Are we the only humans in this vast universe?
I mean, y'all know me, man. I'm a Bible dude. So I'm just going to tell you this. I don't know. You know, even though some people believe that there are people that, you know, on other planets or whatever, if that's the case, hopefully we'll find out one day. But for right here and right now, I don't, you know what? I'm not going to say no, but what I would say is, I would love to find out.
You would?
I would love to be able to travel to different planets and find out, but I don't think it's overall.
Spoke some of this nigga. I got you. I
can see you to the moon. Hey, I can see you to the moon.
You want to go
this will get you halfway there.
This is all the energy I need right here. So while I'm talking,
this will get you halfway there.
That's all I need.
I would like to go to Mars. Hey, that's my sister up there. What's up, Nate?
Huh?
They just celebrated her birthday a couple days ago.
Happy birthday.
And my nephew, Chris, what's up? Yo, so hey, Nike, so what you think, man? Are we the only?
I definitely believe. I mean, look, how arrogant do we have to be, right?
I was gonna ask that too, though.
To think like the universe is so vast.
Right.
How can you like? So, peep this, right? Hey, everybody, bend over because I'm about to drop this jewel, so you can go ahead.
I'm about to say what?
Bend over.
Hey, Pooch, it's on your ball, man.
Wait.
When you get sleepy?
Get ready, get in the position so y'all can pick up this jewel I'm about to drop.
All right.
So in the whole universe, how arrogant do we have to be to think that we're the only living creatures in this? What I'm saying is, it might not look like us,
right?
Or it might not behave like us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But there has to be another life form as vast. Like a few years ago, we only thought that there were 12 planets,
right? 11, 12 planets, right? So now they've discovered hundreds, thousands of planets. Thousands of planets. Now, and Nike, I agree with you. I think that the world, I mean, and when you talk about the world, you're only talking about the Earth, but you're talking about the universe. You're talking about light years. I mean, so again, is it feasible for us to be the only life form around? Now, I'll say this. I disagree with Pucho on this one, though. I don't know if I'm in a position where I'm ready to meet someone from another planet. I can't honestly say that, but I do think that
why would you not be?
I would bust it up with Mork from Ork. I don't give a shit.
I mean, I think you know what? I'll say this though. I think it's the and I'm not gonna say fear, the concern of the unknown. Well, you know what? And it's not really. I don't know if it's really me, but I think that
concern
we
for the
as
unknown,
Earthlings,
that would be fear.
we say no. Hear me out. I don't think, Mike, that Earthlings, humans, are ready to accept other life forms. I think because it would shake up everything that we believe. It would shake up our whole belief system. If we struggle now with different races, can you imagine how we would be if you saw somebody with one eye?
No,
you know what I mean? You know,
listen to this though. If there would be, if another,
I say he think Pooch is an alien. No, he just sleep.
Yeah, he said Pooch is an
My
alien.
fault, Terry.
But look. If you know what would bring us as humans together?
True.
If an alien came down and he said, you know, I'm from here, I'm from this place like that, all of a sudden
we all humans together.
We all humans. Instead of us being black, white, it's like now we're human, and then we got, you know, them or whatever.
Right. No, I agree with that.
And look, there's all the scientific proof of spacecraft on our planet already. Like, did you see anybody see that naval video where the guy was in a?
I think he put on his tin hat. You think he put on his tin hat?
You asked the question, man.
No, go ahead, Knight.
They're in the F-15, and then on the outside, they got camera video from this F-15 of, and you know how fast them joints go, right?
Yeah.
This thing came up beside it, flying beside it, and then just took off.
Now, I have heard.
What the fuck was that? It couldn't have been a bird.
I have heard.
Could have been another airplane.
You know, I mean, and you have heard stories of pilots saying that just that, like, and you know, military people kind of acknowledge it. I truly believe that in this day and age, they're easing us into it. I think that they're letting some piece of information trickle out before they definitively tell us that they have discovered other life forms. Because like I said, right now we will go crazy. We struggle with black people and white people in China. We struggle with races.
I tell you another thing too. Look, in Antarctica, there is a U.S. Navy base. I mean, a U.S. Army base in Antarctica, right? Highly classified, all that shit. Then there's a certain path that these airplanes can't fly in. Because there's this big giant hole in Antarctica, and down inside that hole, for some reason, nobody's allowed to fly over it, right? So why is that? I think the government knows more than what they're letting out.
I think so. I think there's a lot that they know that they can't, because I don't think they can. I don't think they can. You know, it's funny, and I'm gonna leave this part alone, but I think that the biggest issue that it will cause is as it relates to religion. I mean, I think that would turn. Look, you see God's thing.
Yeah.
I think that
Wayne
it would
said stop watching Star Trek. Ain't no other humans around.
Well, I don't know what Wayne. No, Wayne's so busy watching George Carlin and Maeve's Moms Mobley. I don't know what he's talking about. But I think it. You say what, Knight?
I said I want some of that shit he's smoking.
All right, but yo, man. So we're gonna go ahead and wind this thing down. We've been on for an hour now. We don't want to drag it out for another hour like we did last time. Parting thoughts, Knight. Parting thoughts, man.
Did we go over all the topics?
Yep.
We did?
No, the one that we didn't touch on was the true power of the black dollar.
Oh, we don't have enough time to go into that one. We going to table that for next week?
What do you think, Pooch? It's 5 after 9 now.
Yeah, leave it for next week. We already decided this is what we was going to do, so just leave it for next week.
Parting thoughts, Knight.
About what?
You wait till we get off. If we can't sign off, you want some share some parting thoughts for the folk, man. Not mine.
Yeah, everybody keep your head to the sky, right? Sometimes you might see some shit that you ain't familiar with.
I ain't familiar with you right now, nigga. I don't know who you are.
I don't know what he talking about.
This nigga on some Earth, Wind, and Wind and Fire.
Yo, man, I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired right now, man.
You sound like the boy. Remember the boy, Power 99? Used to do that.
Baby Bubba. Horse. But he was like,
he sound like Horse right now.
Yeah. Baby Bubba. Yeah.
Baby Bubba.
Yeah. All
right,
I
don't know what you're talking about. But,
passing thoughts, man. Closing thoughts.
My passing thoughts is, look, if you're going through a midlife crisis, hopefully it's not a terrible one. Maybe it's a good thing, for you. If it is something that you're struggling with, talk to somebody. Go talk to a therapist. Talk to your homies. Talk to somebody that can help you, because they might be going through the same thing.
Right.
And for me personally, I'm loving my life, man. I mean, it's not completed. I'm enjoying it though, and then I'm enjoying seeing what's going to happen over the next 50 years. Who knows?
I'm gonna echo that,
man.
You
can squeeze 50 more in?
Hey, man, I don't really live a hard life where drugs and alcohol running.
I think I might got like, I don't know, man. I might
50.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. So everything I get from after this is a bonus. Like
people are living longer every day, T. Every day. I said people living long. 50 isn't old, man.
It's not old at all, man.
It's old from where I come from.
Well,
we all come from the same cloth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you carry yourself.
We all have different experiences, but yeah, we all.
Yeah, I mean, we all have different experiences. We all pretty much come from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And I don't consider myself old at all, man. I just look at myself as refined and seasoned.
Yeah. Damn. So I'll say this. I think you have to always reach. Always reach. And the conversation that Stacey and I had earlier today is, I think as long as you're reaching for something and you have goals out there and you're shooting for them, it makes life interesting. You know what I mean? I think, as we said earlier, life is for the living, so live it. I told him, I'm going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and I'm going to keep shooting for them. But those things make life interesting. You know what I mean? I think that, there's a lot of excitement out there, so you just have to take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. And as Poot said, nobody here is you're not here alone. So don't get stuck on the what you perceive to be negative. You have to move through it and keep rolling, So those are my passing thoughts. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all. We do, man, for real.
We do. We like the feedback, and we like to hear, when everybody give the suggestions about the subject titles and different things like that. We enjoy it. As we always say, we just coming up here to have a good time, and we hope that you enjoy cutting out an hour of your day to spend with us. We always put the videos up on YouTube. We have them on the website. Twitter. We have them on Facebook. Let your friends know. You never know where this might lead.
Yeah, we also RealBrosLive.com, Real Brothers at Twitter, and
hold on till you keep saying Real Brothers is Real Bros Live.
RealBrosLive.com.
Right.
Real Brothers.
It's Real Brothers on YouTube, but it's Real Bros on the website.
Y'all can find us. We out there.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all be safe. Peace.
All right. Love y'all, man.
Don't log out, Stace.
All right.
You did last time.
All right. Terry, you got to stop the joint, man.
All right.
All right. So what y'all think?
Hold up.
No, we ain't broadcasting live no more. We just recording.
We still recording. Okay.
Wait, let me turn the recording off.
You look good, Wayne.